Hello everyone, this is Leonard Ulrich with a video I like to call Red Alert Rothschild Plan Irreversible. In the previous video, I indicated how an elite economist by the name of David Rothschild issued a profanity-laced tweet at the president. It turns out that David Rothschild is not a member of the Rothschild clan. I apologize for that. I should have double-checked on that. Not too many YouTubers would admit their mistakes, and I have to say that it has been about 8 years since I've had to issue a correction for a mistake that I've made. Moving on. This is a follow-up video to the video I released on December 2018 entitled Yellow Alert Rothschild Plan on Track. Since December 24th, 2018, the economic situation of America has changed. So my analysis has to change with the changing situation. Just to recap the previous video, I laid out how the Economist cover of January 1988 predicted the rise of a global currency as symbolized by a phoenix, not an eagle, a phoenix, which is a mythological bird of fiery rebirth, standing on top of a pile of burning currencies from around the world. Then I directed your attention to the gold coin around the phoenix's neck, which has a three-phase symbol, and I posited how that third phase would be the third phase of currency, the first phase being gold and silver, the second phase being fiat currency or worthless currency, and then the third phase being a direct from the bank to the people digital currency. I also indicated how The Economist magazine is a Rothschild publication. You can tell that by reading who's on the board of directors in the past issues of this magazine. And then I turned your attention to the Balfour Declaration some 30 years before the creation of Israel. And because of the 1988 cover of The Economist magazine saying, get ready for a world currency in 2018, that is the year on the gold coin around the phoenix's neck, and in combination with the plunging stock market, which lost approximately 20% of its value in about 2 months, I said, it looks like we are heading into a crash situation. However, the bankers can do whatever they want, and that is exactly what happened on December 24th, 2018. And what happened then? Well, it turns out that the Plunge protection team released unknown quantities of money at the stock markets of the United States, and lo and behold, they started their climb back up to almost record highs once again. That Plunge protection team is now out in the open, and I will leave a link to the article that you're looking at right now in the comments section below the video. What this article will not talk about is how the Plunge protection team is formally called the Working Group on Financial Markets, and it consists of the Secretary of the Treasury, the Chairperson of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, the Chairperson of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Chairperson of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. This fund began operations in April 1934 and was financed by $2 billion of the $2.8 billion paper profit dollars the government realized from raising the price of gold from $20.67 per ounce to $35 per ounce. And this Plunge protection team has most likely been getting money funneled to it through the Department of Defense and other government agencies by way of their multi-trillion-dollar accounting errors. You see, markets are now a matter of national security, and as such, the government is not obligated to tell you anything about how much money it is pumping into the markets to maintain the illusion of security and normalcy. And how much money has it pumped into the markets, this mysterious Plunge protection team? Uncle Sam, or the American government, can't account for $21 trillion just in 2 government departments. Deep within this article is a critical paragraph, and I'm going to read it out verbatim. There's a hyperlink to the text in question, And I will leave a hyperlink to this entire article in the comments section below so you can read it for yourself rather than calling this whole video a conspiracy theory. This is from the Federal Accounting Standards Advisory Board, or FASB, and I'm honing in on Rule 56 from FASB. Quote, "This statement permits modifications that do not affect net results of operations or net position. In addition, the statement allows a component reporting entity to be excluded from one reporting entity and consolidated into another reporting entity, and the effect of the modifications may change the net results of operations and or net position." Translation: we can fudge the figures to any extent that we want to keep the illusion alive. Let that sink in. As if that wasn't enough, we also know that $29 trillion has so far been pumped into the stock market courtesy of the 2008 bailout. And some of you are still saying, well, if that's true, then it would be in the mainstream media. And guess what? It is. $29 trillion has been pumped into the stock market from the $700 billion TARP fund. Now, a lot of your people are going to say, well, that bailout was only $700 billion. That $700 billion figure was only the size of the bailout at any one time. It was just one payment at a maximum size of $700 billion, if you will. So the whole point of this short video is to show you how the whole financial system of planet Earth is not doing well. In fact, it has only gotten worse. Global debt has increased by 40% since the 2008 crisis, and that is because money has become debt. The whole game is rigged. Now, I want to play you a little clip. This is Season 1, Episode 4, called The Rothschilds, in the television series The Aristocrats. It aired on May 25th, 2012. I want you to watch this next clip carefully and see how much inside information can be gleaned for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. I hope you caught the subtle message of that clip. The clip basically said that Lord Rothschild knows that the whole global financial situation is a house of cards. He considers himself to be that boy in the painting who has built the house of cards. And in the meantime, he stored up plenty of gold because that's the only thing that's going to be of any value in the coming financial collapse. And just like in the previous video, I have to say that this video will probably contain comments in the comments section below which quote that infamous Bible verse which says that they shall cast their gold and silver in the streets. Well, have a good look at the second part of that verse. It says that they will cast their gold and silver in the streets in the day of the wrath of the Lord. So in between now and then, please consider diversifying out of financial pornography because it's not real. Now, a lot of you have been asking me, what do I do, Leonard, besides gold and silver? I can't really afford gold and silver. Well, I'm going to leave a link to an excellent podcast by Catherine Austin Fitts, who appeared on the Jeff Rense show. And for those who may not be familiar with Catherine Austin Fitts, she basically was sued for 11 years after she became Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under Ronald Reagan and came out public with the claim that housing and urban development was being run as a tool of the banksters. Catherine Austin Fitts has spoken on hundreds of podcasts. She's a fine Christian woman and has plenty of other people's money under her management and writes the Salary Report, an excellent view of global finances. There is hope in the future because all the forces of evil are only fulfilling Bible prophecy. God bless. This is Leonard Ulrich. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. If you have any comments or questions, you can certainly drop me a line at nwotruth.org.